everyone, how are you? So here we are settling into our fall and winter 2021 Sophology season, and we love fall time. It's all about getting cozy and curling up with a warm, delicious, cozy sip. So we're gonna do like a little latte tea class here because I want to show you just how easy it is to make tea lattes at home if you haven't done so before. So right on our front cover here, you can see we've got our latte line is showcased here, and we're gonna chat about that because there's some really, really cool things. So we have a Latte Lovers collection, where really your ticket to making great lattes at home is having a milk frother. So if you already have a milk frother at home, that is fantastic, and I can recommend some really great teas for you to make some lattes, depending on what your, what you like. So our Latte Lovers collection comes with the milk frother, and you get to choose 2 of the lattes from our latte line. So we have this great line of lattes. There's London Fog, there's London Mist, there's a Canadian Maple latte. We have some unique ones like a strawberry pink latte that is actually made from beets. We have a golden vanilla latte. If you've ever had a golden milk before, it is turmeric, cinnamon, ginger, all that good stuff. Very anti-inflammatory, very good for you. And we have some chai lattes. We have a great selection here. But what I want you to know is that you can make a tea latte from absolutely any tea in the catalog. And so that's what we're gonna do here today, is we're going to make a tea because it's pumpkin spice season, right? So we are going to use, now where did that one go? Oh, it's over here. We're going to use a black tea, and it is the Cozy Pumpkin Swirl Chai. So tea's the PSL season, right? Now, if you've had London Fogs before, you've had chai lattes at your favorite coffee shop or cafe, and you've never made one at home, just know that it is really, really easy to do, and you get to control what's going in that drink, which is kind of awesome too. And it's a tad bit cheaper, let's be honest. Sometimes I don't even look at what I pay when I order a latte at a cafe because I don't even need to know. All right, so let's get started here. I have boiled my kettle and I'm ready to go. We're gonna use my favorite latte cup. So this is our double bubble cup. It is glass, it is double walled. Our lattes look so pretty in here, and our hands stay cool because it is double walled. And we actually have a smaller version of this cup now, which is fantastic. See, this one is actually from our last year's host collection. So it's the copper glitter cup. But we do have one that is exactly the same, except that it's multicolored glitter. So it's really fun. That cup has been crazy, crazy popular. So it's a little bit of a smaller size. But I want a giant sized one here today. So we're gonna take our, this is one of our new infusers. And oh gosh, I can't remember now what we call it, but it is so cute. It comes in lilac, or it comes in this teal, and it has our little logo on here. It is food grade silicone. So you just pop this off and you pop your tea inside here. And so I'm going to take 2 scoops of this black tea. This is our cup scoop, so it's a teaspoon and a half. And when I'm making a big cup like this, I definitely use a good couple of scoops of tea. There are instructions on the back of the bag for steeping your teas, but generally it's going to tell you to use 1 scoop, and that's for an average size cup. Most of my mugs are giant size. So you just pop that back on, stick that in your cup, and we are going to just pour our hot water over this and let it steep for 2 minutes. It's a black tea, so we don't want to oversteep it, or it is going to be bitter. So, all right, we'll get that going. And it can let us know, oh, this is the tea timer that has all of the different tea types on it. So it's super handy, and you will never oversteep your tea again. It's got oolong, rooibos, herbal, fruit, white, black, pu'er. All of the teas are on here, and it's actually magnetic. You can stick it on the side of your fridge if you wanted to. All right, so while that's steeping, I just want to mention that most of our teas, aside from a couple of the latte mixes, are unsweetened. So obviously, when we order our lattes at the cafe, they are pretty loaded in sugar. So if you were to make yourself a latte and you didn't add any sweetener to it, it's probably not quite gonna taste right. So like I said, the joy of making it at home is that you can add whatever kind of sweetener you prefer. For me, it's honey. I sweeten most of my drinks with honey if I'm going to sweeten them. And so that's what I'm gonna use, but you can use sugar, you could use a simple syrup or a vanilla syrup or a natural sweetener, stevia, organic cane sugar, you know, whatever it is that you like to use to sweeten your sips. So we're gonna add a little honey to that so it can dissolve while that is steeping. And then we're gonna make some froth and we're gonna top it up with froth. So it's really easy. Honestly, you can have yourself a latte whipped up in like under 5 minutes, easy. So I have 1% milk in my fridge. So that is what I'm going to use for my milk froth today. And normally I do warm up my milk first. But I mean, if you have hot tea and you have cold froth and you mix it all together, that works out too. So we're just gonna pour it in cold here today. Skim milk is what I usually use because I do find it actually froths up the very best out of all of the milks, whether you warm it or you do it cold. I do find that all dairy milks will froth up really, really great when they're cold. The higher fat content ones, I have a little more trouble getting a nice thick froth when I warm it up first. So it can be a little bit finicky, but you can also froth up non-dairy milks, and we've had some great success with some oat milks and some almond milks. So if you have any issues, just reach out to me and I can kind of help you out. Okay, so let's remove our tea leaves because that is good to go. This steeper comes with this little silicone coaster too, which is nice because you can just set your steeped leaves on there and not make a big mess on the counter. And this tea smells absolutely incredible. Who doesn't love a nice pumpkin chai this time of year? All right, so frothing up our milk. And if you want to have a little bit of fun with your milk froth, what you can do is you can add something to your milk before you froth it. So you could add a little bit of vanilla syrup or like a vanilla flavoring. You could add a little bit of maple syrup maybe, or if you want to make your drink tipsy, you can add a shot of Bailey's, a shot of rum chata or something like that. So why don't we go ahead and add some Bailey's to mine, because this is pumpkin spice Bailey's, and so it is definitely going to be a match made in heaven with the pumpkin chai tea. So I'm just gonna add it right to the milk and just froth it up right together. You could always just add your shot of liqueur into your tea as well, but it's kind of fun to froth it up. And another thing that we love to do, because here at Sapology, we are huge matcha lovers. There's a fly bugging me. We love to drink our daily matcha, and you can actually flavor your froth by adding a scoop of matcha into your milk as well. So we have a pumpkin, matcha, gingerbread, chocolate, cinnamon, vanilla. There's so many great flavors that could be added that would complement this chai latte. So there's a couple fun things that you can do for sure. So we're gonna go with the Bailey's today and make it just a little bit extra special. So this is just a hand pump milk frother. It usually, especially with the dairy milks, I find you only have to pump it for like 30, 40 seconds, less than a minute, and you can start to feel the resistance, so you know that it's getting nice and thick in there. With the nut milks, I do find that you do have to froth a bit longer. So like a good minute, minute and a half, and then you also have to let it sit a bit longer afterwards, and then you'll kind of get that nice layer of froth on top. So this one, I can feel that it is getting nice and thick. So we're just gonna let that sit for a minute. That's kind of the secret. You just give it like 20 seconds and let it sit in there, and then that top layer gets really, really thick. And then we're gonna add it on top of our tea to make a tea-licious latte. I usually do about half and half. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more water to that, but some people like to make more tea and just top it off with a little bit of froth on top, but that's totally up to you. You can make it however you like. And I just wanna mention one of our new latte blends this season. It is so good. This is the sample size that I got, and it is the Winter Spice Chai Latte. And this is actually just a blend of spices. So there is no tea in here, so it's a caffeine-free mix. It's actually quite fine. So you would want to use a steeping sack when you make this one, because you steep it. You don't just mix it in with your milk. You actually do steep it. I'm just gonna show you. It looks like a powder that you would like just mix in, but you steep all those spices, and they've added a bunch of orange peel into this. So there's nice big chunks of orange peel, so it has a really beautiful orange, really nice orange notes to it. The ingredients are cinnamon, nutmeg, orange peel, ginger, cardamom, cloves, and natural flavor. So you would steep that just like I did with the tea here, and then add some frothed milk to make it nice and creamy. And it is lovely. So just wanted to shout that one out. All right, so our milk is nice and frothy here. I'll just show you how nice and thick that got. And we're gonna pour that on top. So I've got, if you're just joining us, I have got the cozy pumpkin swirl chai. I always forget the cozy in there. Black tea, and we're topping it off with some nice froth that I added a little shot of pumpkin Baileys to for some extra fun. And we're just gonna kind of mix that all together here. And there you go, a really easy tea latte. So like I said, this is what you can make out of absolutely any tea. So, you know, personally, I love using the black and pu'er teas. Those ones have kind of the nice, bold flavors. We have a lot of different chai teas, and they all make excellent lattes. I'm just gonna shout out a couple here that I make a lot, because these are some of my favorites. There's cookie dough pu'er. This tea is unbelievable, makes a delicious latte. Cinnamon Hearts Pu'er. There is another one that for cinnamon lovers, this is hands down the best cinnamon tea that we have. It is actually our CEO's #1 favorite tea. So I think we'll have that tea forever. Apple Crumble Black Tea. If you like a nice apple spice, this tea is excellent. And then there's the Rooibos teas. Now they are lovely because they're very bold in flavor, and they're high in antioxidants, but they're caffeine free, so great for an after dinner latte. This is the amaretto. It is a really popular one because it is absolutely bursts with flavor. There's a mint chocolate chip, there's a cinnamon bun, there's a caramel. There really is something for everyone. So a lot to choose from. So anyways, cheers. Let's take a sip here. It is absolute perfection. So I'm going to go enjoy this now. If you have any questions about steeping up a latte, please just reach out and I am happy to answer them. Or if you want some recommendations, I am always here for you. I have tried everything, so I can give you my thoughts. All right, cheers.